When you understand that, and you realize that integrative fibers permit adaptive self-regulation, which is basically the field of study of psychopathology, study of when the mind doesn't work well, then you're in a position to make the following statement, which is what we do. We say integration creates health, which has the quality of harmony. It's flexible, adaptive, coherent, which is a scientific term, coherent, energized, and stable. And that spells the word phases. F is for flexible, A is for adaptive, C is for coherent, E is for energized, S is for stable. Phases. This phases flow describes a system that's integrated, a system that's linking its differentiated parts. Well, what happens when integration does not occur? When integration does not occur because you haven't differentiated people in a relationship, they have to be the same, or you haven't allowed different parts of the nervous system to differentiate, as happens in autism, you can't have integration. You can also block integration by blocking linkage. In either case, however you've impaired integration, whether it's blocking linkage or blocking differentiation, and no matter what the cause, whether it's experientially caused, like by abuse and neglect, or genetically caused, or from toxins, or whatever's causing autism, or schizophrenia, or bipolar disorder, our suggestion is this. When integration is present, harmony unfolds, you have the phases flow. When integration is impaired, you go either to chaos, or rigidity, or both. Straight out of the science of the math of complex systems. So when you open up this diagnostic and statistical manual of mental disorders called the DSM, 3 or 4 or the 5 that's coming out most likely, every symptom of every syndrome is an example of chaos, rigidity, or both. So what we do back in the 90s is we make a hypothesis that when technology advances enough, we'll be able to demonstrate that the disorders of the DSM are examples of impaired neural integration. And lo and behold, in the last 7 years, technology did advance, and those predictions have come true. And in science, one support of a hypothesis, ours is integration is health, impaired integration is unhealth, is that we were able to predict what the outcome of future scientific research would be. So bipolar disorder, there is deficient integrative fibers from the prefrontal cortex to the limbic amygdala. So those areas are differentiated, but they're not linked. Bipolar disorder, you get depression as an example of rigidity, mania as an example of chaos. Schizophrenia, same thing. The work of Marcus Raichle, not the same area, but areas are not being linked. There's massive fragmentation in the differentiated areas of the brain with schizophrenia. Obsessive compulsive disorder, similar thing. And in autism, you see massive lack of differentiation. So if you don't have differentiation, you can't get linkage. Each of these serious disorders are due to non-experiential causes. Schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, autism, OCD, those are not caused by mistreatment by parents. But if you then move to the example of how do experiences negatively impact integration, you have the work of Martin Teicher from Harvard, who has shown repeatedly that neglect and and abuse damage the integrated fibers of the growing child's brain. Now, the important conclusion I want to make here, and I'll stop in just a minute, is that with the focus of attention, within awareness, you need both. Attention is the mechanism that directs energy and information flow through a body and through relationships. That's attention. Awareness is the ability to stabilize those energy and information flow patterns long enough so you can actually change the connections that support them. So you need both. You need the focus of attention, which from a brain point of view secretes chemicals in the brain locally and globally that support neuroplasticity. And then awareness stabilizes neural firing so that the activated firing patterns can be held and sustained, just like in bioenergetic analysis. You, what's the word? You hold them in awareness. What was that called? What's it called? Contain. What's the step of just awareness, expression, and possession. The idea of possessing it, that one. You're holding something in the body, allowing it to express itself. That's allowing it to complete basically what I call memory for the future. That the brain has all these potential firing patterns it wants to enact, and the blockage of enacting them is a form of impaired integration. Right? We talk a lot about that. We have these 9 domains of integration in our model that we talk about. That's one of the 9. Is this blockage of expression of something. You guys call it possession. And what you want to do is allow these potentials to unfold so that ultimately what happens is you have a state of experience inside the person, and I don't know how you're going to translate this, but in English we say, bring it on. You know, any neural firing pattern that wants to come up, bring it on. Any interaction with another person, bring it on. Because here's the final thing I'll say. Integration in our relationships, integration in our bodies, when it's made visible, the outcome of integration made visible, is kindness. Kindness. Kindness toward yourself, kindness toward others, kindness toward the planet. Our work together is to create a kinder world, with more compassion, more concern, more active interventions to take this unbelievable experience of life and bring health throughout our inner lives and to all of our relationships.